Hey y'all, this is Massage Therapy Diaries, and I'm No Nene, and I'm here to give you the last video for massage therapy school. As you know, I did it kind of, let's see, I did it in thirds. So I did it in the beginning, I did it halfway, and this is the end of massage therapy school. It's actually technically been a month since I've been out. And it's crazy that I decided to do it and it's exactly a month. There's just been a lot of, I've been lifing. Life has been lifing. So I've just been around. I've been rushing and doing things that I wasn't able to do because I was so enthralled with massage therapy school. Um, but now that I reflect on it, I'd just like to give you a short video. This will probably be the shortest video just because it's done. Um, and I also want to start doing videos on my studying of the MBLEx. So yeah, stay tuned. All right. So I'll tell you how it was. Basically, the last couple of classes were intense. And I think they were intense just because we had to finish up everything that's required before we do clinic. And so we were just, I would say this compared to the first semester. The second semester was not as intense because the way my program was set up, it was more you learn the basics of massage therapy. So basically by the end of module 1, you have learned how to do a relaxation massage. Now module 2 was more learning like different kind of modalities, hydrotherapy, prenatal, sideline massage, spa stuff because I'm thinking more about the spa stuff. So like, the hot stones and this body scrubs and things of that nature, reflexology, stuff like that. So, and while doing that, we also learned how to do deep tissue massage. Now, I'm gonna tell you this because I don't think a lot of people are very well versed on what deep tissue is. But deep tissue is just really about getting into the layers of muscle. Okay. It doesn't really mean like you have to like literally swim into someone's layers of muscles, right? It's not about the intensity. It's about the detail. And I want people to know that on my video because when I got into the deep tissue portion, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was nervous as hell. I was really nervous because I don't have any upper body strength. Look at my arms. You see? You see this? Like, I'm not that strong, but I'm a Virgo, guys, so I'm very detailed. And I just worked with how it worked. I just worked with how I did it. And it worked out for me. So I just want you guys to know that going in because I know some people are afraid, oh my God, like maybe the tissue might be the reason why you're not in it. Don't worry about it. And also, at the same time, when you're done, you make what you want to make. So you don't have to provide deep tissue. There's so many people that do deep tissue massage. Because I'm not, okay? Because it's not my calling. So yeah, so we did the deep tissue. We learned deep tissue. And then while we were doing that, we were just finishing up on the classes. Now, for the classes, it wasn't as bad because the same flow we had for that was the same flow we had for the first module. So that wasn't the worry. I think maybe the worry was more the deep tissue. And my nervousness really came from like, oh my gosh, are my clients during clinic going to appreciate my type of massage? Because Now, the first module we did relaxation, and that's what they were told. We were going to do relaxation. And then now the second module we're told we're going to do deep tissue. But my professor or my director, he changed it up to more of a customized relaxation. So that way it's kind of open-ended. If you want to do, but they had the option to choose light, medium, and firm. Many times with the clients I had, I would just tell them, I'm not a firm girl. I'm more of a light to medium with some details, and on the medium with the details. Okay. So yeah, I did have some clients that didn't prefer my massage. They thought they wanted deeper, they wanted firmer pressure, and for them, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Maybe you're not the one for me, and maybe I'm not the one for you. So that's just kind of how I kind of assessed it. And you know, and that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen in life. So the last couple classes, we were doing anatomy. We were doing, I think the new classes that I did have was business. And I would say study business. If you're gonna do MBLEx, study business. My program kind of lightly glided on the business section, but later on in the video, I'm going to tell you a prep, but I'm going to tell you how I've been studying for the MBLEx because that's what I'm doing right now. So that's how it was with the classes. We had a couple projects too that were intense. We were doing the projects along with clinic. That's how they had scheduled it this time. And so clinic was about 2 weeks. I am not gonna lie, I was nervous, but I got through it. Um, this is another thing about massage therapy. Make sure you do it. You actually do it. Like, make sure you do it throughout the program. If your program doesn't really push you to do it, but you have to do it outside. Friends, family, practice. The more bodies you work on, the better you become at really getting to know different types of bodies. For me, I'll be honest with you, I didn't do my due diligence on that. And that may be also probably because I didn't live around my family and friends at the time. So it was really just like my class that I got that experience in. But nonetheless, it worked out. So clinic was 2 weeks. I had all different types of people, men, women, students, older senior citizens, like just all types of people. And it was a great experience. I learned a lot. I had a massage therapist that came in. That made me nervous, y'all. That made me nervous. But she really liked me. She really enjoyed me. She was like, I really want to, if you're massaging, I would really like you to massage me again. And that just gave me so much confidence in like my craft. I watch a lot of YouTube too, especially if, I look at someone's intake form and I see like what's going on or what you need. I'll do my research. And that's the one thing, God's honest truth, I love to do some research. I love to be prepared. So all the better. But clinic was great. Was I exhausted? Yes, I was exhausted. I was exhausted. Because I'm still a baby, we had three, because I was in the evening, so we had about three, and it was intense. It was intense, but I mean, all the while, I just kept going. I kept going. It was the finish line, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I got the clinic. We did that, and then after that, we had our graduation. The seven of us girls. I'll always remember them. We moved out because, I told you if you go check out my first video, on how I chose the program and why I chose the program. But it was in a community college. It wasn't in the city. It was more like I would call it country city at that point. It's like it's country, but it's city at the same time. So you know, I didn't really know anybody there. So it was a great experience, and it was calm and it was serene. And if you have the option to go to a place that you really want to do it, and go within your budget. Go within your budget. And that's why I thank the gods for community college, because if it wasn't for community college, we wouldn't, I don't know if I would have been able to afford massage therapy, to be honest. School, to be honest. Um, so the graduation was nice. It was being hosted into my teacher's house, and you know, we had a ceremony, and I had my certificate, and it was just great. And it was like bittersweet. It was really bittersweet because I knew, one, it's over, two, I'm moving out, and you know, just continuing my life. And you know, I don't know if I'll ever see them again, but I'm definitely going to keep tabs on them. We still have a group chat. We still, you know, right now we're still kind of communicating because we're both, you know, we're all trying to figure out, hey, who took the MBLEx, who didn't take the MBLEx, you know, so there's things like that. So now, after graduation, the next step was MBLEx. So I'm just going to kind of give you a list of places, a list of things that I've done. So the MBLEx, I'm going to give you a lowdown just very quickly, just because I'm going to make another video about the MBLEx, about the MBLEx in itself. But the tools I used, and let me see if I can grab that book. Okay. All right, so for the MBLEx, hold on just a second. Let me get my thing up. All right. Sorry, I should have been prepared. All right. All right. Okay, so for the MBLEx, you have anatomy and phys, kinesiology, pathology, benefits and psychological effects of tissues that manipulate techniques that manipulate soft tissue. You have clinical assessment, you have ethics, you have guidelines for professional practice. So basically, those are the sections. And so with that, what I did was I took full exams, timed. And the MBLEx is about 100 questions. So it's not about, it is 100 questions. So I looked at that. I did a couple of exams, just to get a gist of where I'm at. And then, I kind of found my weak subjects, and that's what I've been studying. So, one of the tools I've been using is, the AMTA app. AMTA stands for American Massage Therapy Association. When you become a massage therapist student, you have a chance to sign up for their insurance. I would recommend that. There's AMTA and there's hold on. What was the other one? Yeah, ABMP, which is the Associated Bodywork and Massage Professionals. I will link those in the description so that way you guys can see it. But they offer student resources, student insurance when you're a massage therapy student, discounts on a bunch of things. So I would, and a lot of resources for MBLEx, a lot of resources for MBLEx. One of the best things about AMTA is that they offer this app where you can, I mean, it has so many questions. It has like so many questions. And you can kind of finagle it to what kind of questions you want to do. So like if you're weak in kinesiology, like me, you can take a bunch of kinesiology questions, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a very nice app to have. Another tool I used is this David Merlino MBLEx Test Prep. This is this is it. This is my book. Now there's tons of MBLEx Prep books, but this is the one. I like this one. He also has an app, and the app's cool. It has flashcards, it has matching, it has practice tests, it has his podcast where he goes over content. It's like a whole thing. It's a great app to use. So that's what I've been using. The David Merlino book, the David Merlino app, the AMTA app, and I've been looking at YouTube. And if I really want to like try some of the things, I'll do a couple Quizlets and stuff. But that's literally, and if your director brings in Massage Envy, that's another, Massage Envy also has some practice exams as well. I haven't opened that up yet. I got an email sent to me. I'm going to work on those two towards the end, before my exam. So we graduate, so it's been about a month. My MBLEx is the first week of August. So fingers crossed, I'm able to get it through. How am I studying? That's how I'm studying is I do 100 questions a day because the exam is 100. So I do 100 questions a day. And what I do is I strategically do it in a way where I have more questions of the sections I'm the lowest in. And if I look right now on the app, and that's the reason I love the AMT app, and you have questions of the day too. If you look at the app, it will start to tell you what sections you're kind of weak in. And so what I do is when I do 100 questions and I start to realize which ones I'm low in, what I'll do is I'll take those 100 questions and maybe I'll put more of the questions that I'm weaker in. So for example, right now, I'm weakest at client assessment, reassessment, and treatment planning. So guess what today is? I'm going to do more of client assessment, reassessment, and treatment planning. And honestly, it is lowest, but I know why. I'm a person where I just like to run through questions. So my goal now trying to do these questions is to sit and really read it and understand the question and answer it. Because I think what I do is when I fly through it, I miss the tricks. So yeah, my trouble areas are anatomy and phys, benefits and effects of soft tissue manipulation, and client assessment, reassessment, and treatment planning. Those are my 3 lowest. So those are the ones I'm going to focus on more. So paying for MBLEx. Right now, and this is, I'm saying this July 17, 2026, it's $275 in North Carolina. I don't know if it's different. I think it might be the same everywhere in the United States, but I'm not sure. But right now it's $275. I am blessed that my school, I was the last in my group though, for them to pay for the MBLEx. You know, things have changed with the current administration to where even the private schools now are struggling. But for my program, for my cohort, we were the last group for our MBLEx to be paid for. Now, every program is different. I know there's some programs where they give you, you buy the package, they give you everything, including a table and a massage chair and everything. In my school, we had it to where we had scholarships that paid for the tuition outright, and we had our MBLEx paid for. I mean, it's awesome. I'm blessed. So yeah, I would say if you're gonna take, I said in order to take this MBLEx, I would take it, especially if you actually like you really studied and you understand the material throughout the school, because throughout school you should be studying as well. I started doing questions in my second semester. I started doing questions. Even if it's just one question a day, I used to do it because you just want to get used to those questions. I would say a good 2 months is good. A good 2 months. If you're like a science major or you're a health professional, I would say give it a month. Well, I'd say a good 2 months you can cram it in and really pass. Another advice tip I would say is medical terminology. Medical terminology, I'm telling you right now, it will save your life. You study that medical terminology. And this book here, this book here has a medical terminology chapter. I put that in my Know It, or some people don't have Know It, like Quizlet, and I just go through them, and it's really helped, especially with like pathology and just some other questions in general. You can kind of gather it. And 11% of the exam is anatomy and phys. And I think, well, no, I'm just not the one. 12% is kinesiology. So, and those are the hardest ones, right? So, um, for me, kinesiology, I'm actually doing okay in kinesiology. It's anatomy and phys that I'm not doing so well in. So I may have to like really study that part, but I would say just, yeah, just do what you need to do. Find your weak spots, study those. But other than that, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm studying for the MBLEx. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump on Twitch and TikTok, and I'm gonna do a co-working stream. I'm gonna try and do it every day. So if you guys are in now the phase of studying for MBLEx and you need a study partner, I'm here. All right. So we can study together. We can take our breaks together, It's gonna be great. And I'm gonna do more videos as I go along. So please stick around, subscribe, like the video, watch my other videos. I greatly appreciate it. Now that I have time to like actually do the recording, um, you'll see more of me. All right. Thank you guys so much. Bye.